right. I think, let's see. Boom, we are live. We are live right now. Thanks a lot, everybody out there. What's going on? It is almost college football time. Got a quite the panel of misfits up here with us tonight to talk some good college football. I think most everybody out there probably knows who all these people are, but we got LW up here, as always, joining me. We got Wrecktalk, the nerd extraordinaire. It even says it in his name. We got the Uncle Lou and Carolina Jackpot. We're supposed to have Wrecktalk joining us here shortly as well, so we got a lot to talk about.
Here.
CDOGG.
Or CDOGG, yeah. Sorry about that. It gets y'all confused, nerd on nerd. Hard to keep it.
All Georgia Tech fans look the same.
Right.
Yeah, they do kind of.
It's not true.
Well, the two in this community do look strikingly similar. So
you think so?
Yeah, there are a few. There are a few. The bromances run hard too. So the first thing I do want to ask, Lou, you've made some videos about this. I do got to know, what in the hell is going on with these NFL players coming back to college football?
I think it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't see. How can you look yourself in the mirror and walk out of an NFL locker room to come back to college? It's pedal. I also get the other side, which is the NCAA probably should have grandfathered this group of players in. They didn't. So then these players had no choice at the end of last season but to declare for the draft. And most of these guys are borderline NFL players. They're looking at maybe making a practice squad or something like that. So the NCAA kind of created the problem by not grandfathering the high school class of 22 into this 5-for-5 deal. After this season, I actually like the 5-for-5. I think that's a fair way to go about it for everybody involved. No more 7-year players. You can break your leg 5 years in a row. I'm sorry. That's terrible. I hate your luck, but you're done playing now. You get 5 years. How you spend it, hurt, playing, doesn't matter. There's no more red shirt freshman, red shirt sophomore. The term red shirt doesn't even exist anymore. You're just a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, 5th year. That's it. If they would have let these class of 22 players in to start with, we wouldn't be in this mess because all these players would have been on college teams the whole time. But I don't understand how you go to a GM or a coach in the middle of NFL preseason after you had 2 sacks in the game yesterday. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for the $50,000 signing bonus or whatever it is. But I'm going back to the Pee Wee League.
Well,
man, look, and here's the other thing. You're only allowed to have 105 players now. The whole 85 scholarship deal or whatever, that doesn't really exist anymore either. You can have 105 players. Scholarship, not scholarship, doesn't matter. There's a hard cap of 105 players. What if you've got 105 players? We've had some teams, Miami last week, Texas today or yesterday. What is that?
That's fools.
That coming from me?
We've had Miami last week, Texas today, cut a player who got in some, one was a violation of team rules. The one at Miami was reckless driving. They cut the player off the team. Probably because they're fixing to bring in an NFL player. If they weren't bringing, that's what I thought. I don't think Texas or Miami, either one would have cut those players. They didn't have the ability to go out and bring in an NFL player now. So what if you're in that locker room? Somebody has been the starter since spring, went through summer camp, fall practice. They're the starter. And now a week before the season starts, they go get somebody from the NFL, come in, and now you lose your starting spot to an NFL player. So I wonder what it does to like the morale of the locker room. I don't know. You got this guy, Castellanos is coming back now. What's this human garbage? But apparently, technically, in their hand. What you're going to learn an offense in a week? Like, right. What are we doing? Like, it's just a complete mess. I don't know. And then next offseason, it'll be something different. This isn't getting solved anytime soon.
I was telling fools before we started, the tight end for Ole Miss last year, he declared for the portal to go back to college a couple of days ago. He was in the game today for the Cleveland Browns. So I guess you can declare and still play in the preseason.
It's complete insanity.
Yeah, how does that work? I mean, if they're able to play preseason and signed with an NFL team, I don't get what the ruling was. How did they even come across that?
So about a year ago, the NCAA passed a rule. You now get 5 years to play 5 years. That's it. No more. None of this, 4 years, but then I take a regular red shirt, but then I broke my leg, so now I get a second red shirt. So now I'm playing 6 years, or there was a COVID year, so now I'm playing a 7th year. All these 7-year guys that have been playing. They passed a new rule. You get 5 years to play 5 years. After that, you're done.
Now, how does that work with red shirt and stuff?
There is no red shirt. There's
okay,
no
so they did away with that.
There's no such thing as a red shirt.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist. You just get, from the time you graduate high school, the clock starts. You get 5 years from that point to play college football, whether you play 1 year or all 5 years or whatever. So if you go back exactly 5 years, that's the signing class of 2022. They did not grandfather that class in. So you had players that last year had been in college for 4 years, and under the new rule, they would have been allowed to play this year. But the NCAA didn't grandfather them in. So their eligibility under the old system ended at the end of last season. Under the new system, they would have gotten a 5th year. So they all sued. And just like every other lawsuit, the judges ruled against the NCAA and said, yes, if you were a class of 2022 high school recruit, you can play another year.
So who are the judges?
They're different. I mean, they're state judges in a lot of cases, friendly state judges.
So this is only for 2022 though. Like next year, we won't be rolling into this again. I'm kind of behind the curve on this.
Yes. So so the class of 2023, this is their 5th year,
right?
Or this is their 4th year. So it won't happen unless someone sues. I mean, maybe somebody who left college in 2015 and only played for 4 years, maybe they sue. And maybe a judge said, yeah, you only played 4 years of college. Yes, you can come back and play another year. Now, I hope not, but I mean, who the fuck?
Because it kind of sets the precedence for that, because now we've seen 2 sports where this is happening. Just kind of seems like it's amping up to be that.
Yeah, they keep moving the marker a little bit down the road, but in the long run of it is it's getting way down the road. So you say, oh, well, it's only a class of 2022. But then to your point, what if somebody that graduated in 2019 and only played college for 4 years but washed out of the NFL now wants to come back to college at age 30?
Yeah.
So if we're now doing 5 to play 5, you can first year you can play in 12 games.
Every game.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to do just the 4, and the year doesn't count. None of that anymore.
Yep, all that is gone. You get 5 years and you can play all 5 if you want to. You can't under any circumstances get a 6th year. No medical red shirt, no regular red shirt, no hardship red shirt, nothing. You get 5 years.
And you can play for 5 different teams,
because you're adding the 5th year, but you're taking away all of the underlying stipulations. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean that. I can be on board with that.
Yeah, I'm on board with that, as opposed to what we have now, which is every player that's not
chaos.
To go to the NFL after 6 years sues and makes up a lie about how they had tonsillitis 3 years ago, like what happened with Trinidad Chambliss. The guy wasn't good enough to play at a deep school in Detroit, sat out for the year, and now he went and paid a doctor somewhere to write a 4-year-old note saying he had tonsillitis 4 years ago. That's why he didn't play. Because he had his tonsils removed, which is a 2-week turnaround for an 8-year-old. Never mind a 19-year-old high-level athlete. The guy just wasn't out of eligibility, so he sued and made up a story about tonsillitis. Now, because the NCAA said, no, we're not buying this crap about no tonsillitis. So he sued in the state of Mississippi. The judge was probably an Ole Miss booster or graduate, and the judge says, yeah, you can play. So that's why Trinidad Chambliss is playing this year. Meanwhile, same thing happened to Joey McGuire at Tennessee. Different reason. He sued for an extra year of eligibility and lost. So there's no uniformity from state to state, conference to conference. It's just the wild fucking West. If you can find a friendly judge, you can pretty much get away with whatever you want right now.
So like Megan says here, though, so are injuries completely out? So I mean, what if you get hurt? That still counts?
If you get hurt in your 5th year, that still counts. I hope you graduated.
All right, got some feedback coming in.
Yeah, where's that feedback coming from?
So is there a transfer limit? Can I play in 5 different schools, 5 different years?
Well, now you're talking about the bill that is progressing through Congress. That's what addresses
That's
the
the Save College Sports Act.
Sports Act. If that passes, then we're going to go to a one-time transfer as an undergrad, one-time transfer as a post-grad.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just talking about as it sits now.
As it sits now, you transfer you're a free agent every year.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
You can play hopscotch in schools right now.
How do you feel about that? Like, I mean, it seems like bad business to me.
Can't
but
develop that way. Yeah, you can't develop that way. You can't. I don't care what position you play. You can't 4 different offenses in 4 years, 4 different offensive. Georgia's got a running back who's at Georgia's his 4th school in 4 years.
Yeah, you're seeing it affect the game.
That's why no teams have good. Well, there are some outliers. That's why nobody has any good offensive lines anymore, because offensive line is a developmental position, and nobody's being developed anymore because they
don't want to wait
here and here.
Yeah. And the chemistry part of an O-line playing together for a year or two, you're just throwing it.
Texas A&M's got 4 new offensive linemen this year. They're all transfers from 4 different schools. They're all going to start. They're going to be terrible. That offensive line will be terrible.
Well, you're seeing it dumb down offenses too, because you can kind of see offenses converging on a similar style now in college football, and I don't know, not as fun to watch.
Yeah, snap the ball and throw it behind the line of scrimmage and
screens. Yeah,
somebody fast run with it. Yeah, it's high school looking shit. Yeah, I agree. All the way around, it's bad. And I'm wondering what the NFL is thinking, sitting back watching all this. Like, take for example all these players that are leaving the NFL now to come back to college after these GMs and owners have spent money and in some cases draft picks and invested time and effort and energy into these players. And now what? They're gone back to college. So then what happens next year? Do they go back into the draft? Does the team that picked them up this year but lost them back to college, do they automatically get first dibs on that? How's that going to work? All the NFL has to do is sit back and go, you know what? Fuck college football. We're going to start. We're going to start taking players out of high school. That's not a college rule. That's an NFL.
That's an NFL rule. Then
NFL does that out of the kindness of their heart. Basically, the NFL tomorrow could say we're making high schoolers draft eligible. Then what are we going to do? Everybody will be James Madison.
Well, the funny thing now, though, and it's kind of sad, is that, once they open Pandora's box with the NIL, hell, you got some of these players, they're making more money in college than they would getting drafted into the NFL.
They make money in high school.
Yeah, Miami's quarterback is making $6.5 million or something, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
These players that would be on a practice squad sort of quitting to come back to college, they're going to make more coming back to college than they would make on a practice squad in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Did anybody see the setup they had at that game between that Baylor school and that Brentwood school from Tennessee, the high school game that was on Thursday night on ESPN?
No.
I mean, that rivals anything I've seen in college. It's absolutely nuts.
Well, yeah, I mean, Buford just spent $100 million or something on a facility. I mean, they have suites at their college or their high school stadium.
Are you serious?
What's the property tax rate in that county?
Gwinnett is, I think, the 3rd wealthiest in the state. I think it's Fulton, then maybe Oconee might be it. I wonder how it is affecting the NFL, because this has probably been going on about 5 years with the craziness. Are there any quarterbacks starting that were drafted in the last 5 years? You know what I'm talking about? Kind of due to these development issues. Are you seeing that affect the play in NFL?
Well, I've heard it from former NFL players and former NFL coaches that's what they see is quarterbacks aren't where they need to be for the pros going through college. Because of these, you were talking about earlier, the dumbed down offenses, and
we go look at the starting 32.
What do you think, CDOGG? Good to have you in here.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man? You get through changing those diapers and all that kind of jazz?
Yeah, a long time to see. I've been missing. It's been a busy off season for me, but at least it makes it go by fast.
I hear that.
So,
glad to see you back, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I missed you guys at the slobs, man. I was sad I had to miss that.
We had
Yeah,
a
no,
good-
it wasn't the
We
same without you.
understood, and we were, everybody was rooting for you, bud.
I appreciate it. Well, everything worked out. Like surgery went well and everything. So yeah, we're cruising, man. He's awesome. I can't wait for the next one, and then I'll bring him. Y'all, everybody can meet him.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll be what, Savannah, Georgia, huh? Savannah, Georgia. That's
Oh, we
that's
decided
not too
already?
far.
Yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yep, exactly. So how do y'all feel, going in? I guess we got that out of the way. Nobody likes that bullshit with players leaving the NFL, going back to play in college. Pretty lame. The top 25 that came out, how you feel about that? I mean, I know it's so stupid to have preseason polls anyway. I guess we kind of have to at some point to figure something out. But how you feel about the top 25?
I don't think it's stupid to have them. I think it's stupid that people get as upset about them as they do, especially when they get upset about like one or two spots in an AP poll that, by the way, doesn't matter whether it's preseason or week 15. The AP poll has nothing to do with what happens to anybody or any school in college football anymore. And really, this goes for any poll. People, I can't believe this team is ranked 5th. They should be 4th. I'm like, well,
Right.
okay. Are you losing sleep over that? Like, I don't know, man. People get so bent out of shape about it.
Well, it seems like you wouldn't want to be ranked. I mean, I would rather be like Miami. I'd rather be sitting at 7 than I would 5 or 4 or 3. You know what I mean? Like, you want to have to work your way up. Seems like if you're on top at the beginning, everybody's trying to beat you down from the get-go.
Yeah, I guess coaches can kind of use that maybe as motivation a little, they don't respect you but that's the coaches will use anything. I mean, coaches, I don't know. They can come up with ways to motivate the players, but
I guess it matters for expectation. Like if you're at 9 at Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin, with all the money they've spent, if you go 9-3, they're probably not going to be happy with you. Like what is the expectation for Lane in year one?
Playoffs are bust, I think.
Yeah, I mean, anything less, why did they do what they did?
Yeah,
it's fun to rank and everything and guess who's going to be good, but you should also be willing to throw everything you thought out the window once you actually see football. Like as soon as you see football played, then none of that really matters anymore about what you thought.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that probably is the big issue I have with the AP poll or a lot of people that put out preseason polls. I think you have to be willing to make drastic changes to your top 25 early in the season. The later you get in the season, the smaller the changes you make from week to week, because every week that goes by, you've now got an additional data point to use on every single team in the country. But like last year when Alabama lost to Florida State early in the year, I unranked Bama.
Yeah.
And I put Florida State at 12 or 13. Did I think it was going to finish that way? No, but I'm not guessing. I'm voting on what I've seen so far. If you're guessing, then we can just do what Josh Pate does with a power rating or whatever and put the 12 most talented rosters on paper at the playoffs at the beginning of the year and just skip the regular season. Well, the games that get played have to matter. So I agree with CDOGG there. The AP and the coaches poll, if you're ranked 5 in the preseason and you're Alabama or whatever they were ranked, 8 or 9 last year, they lose to an unranked Florida State, they drop 3 or 4 spots or something. That's insane. In week 1 or 2, you got to come out of the top 25 at that point. Florida State and Bama had the same record at that point. Florida State has to be ranked higher than Bama. They played each other, and we saw who won. So
we dealt with that with the Notre Dame Miami thing at the end of last season, and it kind of, that was the same basic thing. Yeah. Alex in the chat here, my buddy, he's just making a really good point. Miami has never paid a player or tampered once. Fake.
Right. Totally.
So I totally agree with you, Alex.
Right on. The Notre Dame people got all mad because the committee flipped things up at the end for seemingly no reason. But and what should have happened is that change should have happened weeks earlier. Notre Dame never should have been ahead of Miami. Ever. Miami had a better record than Notre Dame the entirety of the season. They played in week 2. Miami won. Miami should have been ahead of Notre Dame the entire time. Notre Dame lost his first 2 games.
Right.
Well, these polls have to be harder to.
Yep.
These polls are harder I mean, have to be harder to do because a lot of it, especially with the transfer portal. I mean, I don't fucking know how these new Alabama offensive linemen that were
Miami's loss. It was Miami's losses.
Right. But I don't know how Alabama's offensive lineman who was a backup at Michigan. I don't know what they're going to do this year. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well, this is another thing too, and along the lines of what we first talked about is then teams want to get mad at people that have nothing to do with their grievance. So like Notre Dame got mad at the ACC for rerunning their Miami loss at 3 a.m. and stomping their feet about that. I mean, you should be mad at the playoff committee. The ACC had nothing to do with you getting left out of the playoffs.
No.
So, well, I mean, here's the problem I have with it, though. Like you say, the AP poll doesn't matter, and I know it doesn't, but it does kind of set a precedent, I feel, when the voting, because, I mean, you pretty much always end up with when the BCS, or, whatever they call it now, the playoff committee comes in and does their actual ranking. It pretty much matches what the coaches in the AP poll.
Yeah, but that's because the playoff ranking doesn't come out till week 10. Every single poll on the planet looks the same in week 10 because you've got 10 weeks of data points for every team. No one poll is drastically different from any other poll in week 10. So I don't.
Do you think it should like kind of roll like like how you rank them? I always like those videos, how you rank them. I mean, do you think that's how it should? I mean, you should have number 5 Alabama losing to Florida State. Now they're not ranked, and then they got to prove their way back into it up until that point. Or
if two teams have the same record,
right,
and they played each other, the team that won the game should be ranked higher.
Right, I agree with you.
I don't just rank teams based on wins. I mean, that'd be ridiculous. If that was the case, Tulane would have been in the top 5 last year, and so would James Madison. I didn't have Vandy higher than. I don't think Vandy was better than Texas last year. So I don't just rank them by wins. But if two teams have the same record and they played, you have to rank the winning team higher. If you don't, there's no point in playing the game, and that's literally why we play the game, to get a winner and a loser. You can't reward the loser by putting them ahead of the winner if they have the same record. Now, at the end of the year, when Florida State is 5-7 and Bama's 10-2, yes, Bama's way ahead of Florida State, and they should be in that scenario. But early in the season, they played in week 2 or week 1, I think. Anyway, they played in week 1. One team is 1-0, one team is 0-1, and Team A beat Team B yesterday. You have to rank the winning team ahead. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. It would be more fun, really, if the rankings changed like that. I mean, Baker makes a good point. Is ESPN can just put a number by a team and hope it boosts their rating for the game. But I don't like that. It sucks when you do have that going on. And, yeah, I think they should fall out of the rankings like that.
You think the AP only ranks teams so ESPN can put a number by the game? I disagree. The AP was ranking teams way before ESPN ever existed. The AP has been ranking teams since, 1939? ESPN didn't exist until the late 70s. I mean, ESPN doesn't rank teams.
Yeah, you used to have the AP and the UPI. And
yeah, there's people that work for you.
You had 2 different polls.
But as far as the number you see next to a team when you're watching a game on TV, that's the AP ranking. The AP isn't ESPN. And I don't think the AP is only doing it. Why aren't they only doing it so Fox can put a number next to the game? Why are they only doing it so ESPN could? So I know ESPN's the boogeyman and they're hiding under everybody's bed, but people are going to rank teams.
I guess a good point, because I guess if that were the case and ESPN was behind it, they would underrank every Big Ten team.
Right. ESPN doesn't. I mean,
yeah, that's
the AP ranking is what goes next to a team's name on every broadcast you watch until the playoff rankings come out. And then the playoff ranking number is what goes next to every team. And no, ESPN does not make the playoff rankings either.
So Dave Brown says you are the Pope of college football, and I am the devil. So at least we're getting that
You have a
figured
cool
out.
costume. Do you have a devil costume? I've got.
I probably do. I probably do somewhere.
Yeah.
My natural tail comes out. All right. So another one I had to ask you about was so you made a couple of videos about all this too. Was with the conference championships and people trying to do away with those and all that. Like what's y'all's take on that? Because a lot of these people here, they don't know. And Nightbot is dropping everybody's links that is up here on this panel. If you're not subscribed to all these people, you really should, especially if you love college football.
Well, I mean, you get a benefit if you win the game, right? Of getting a first round.
How do you really determine a conference champion if you take that away?
True.
Well, I don't care how many, if they have 24 teams, 36, 64. I want an SEC championship ring.
Yeah.
That used to mean that's a big deal.
There
in the
used to
SEC.
be college football is an inherently uneven sport.
Yeah.
And so there used to be goals you could strive for that actually meant something without it being a national title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, like a great national champion year was like icing on the cake. I mean, it was considered a great season to win 10 or 11 games and win the SEC title, even if you didn't win the national championship. That was a great year.
And this is why those of us that are against conference or playoff expansion are against playoff expansion, because college football is and has always been a regular season sport. It's the best regular season of any sport in the country because every game is so important. There's only 12 of them. 40 years ago, we didn't have conference champions. I hear that argument. Well, we got by fine without them 40 years ago. There was 8 teams in the SEC 40 years ago. We went to 12 and people lost their mind. Oh my God, we've got 12 teams. What are we going to do? Oh, I got it. Conference championship game. Problem solved. Then we go from 12 to 18 and we don't need the conference championship games anymore. Huh? You need them more than you needed them before.
Well, they're talking about like a tournament almost, or a play-in games, like a +1 to conference championship games, right? So now we're going to be playing into Super Bowl Sunday and stuff.
That's too complicated.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to appease both sides of the argument. That, okay, we'll keep the conference championship game, but we're going to kind of turn it into a playoff, and it'll be kind of part of so basically the first 2 rounds of the playoff would be conference games, basically.
Yeah. Like 4, 4, and 4, and the 4 conference title winners go to the Final Four, basically.
I've been pushing that for 2 years.
That's so easy. No committee at all.
Right. And then that 10 minutes we just wasted talking about rankings is out the window. We don't have to do it anymore. There are no rankings. Top 4 teams from each conference go to the playoffs. Boom. That's it. Period. 16-team playoff. Notre Dame, shit or get off the pot. Bama goes 8-4, and they're the 5th best team in the SEC, and they're crying about how they could have won the ACC. This isn't fair. Then join the fucking ACC. Then don't finish 5th in your own conference. I don't want to hear it.
That's
who is still left as an independent at this point? Notre Dame.
And
Nobody else?
I think is UConn.
Navy and stuff.
Yeah, I think UConn.
Navy and
what
Army
is a
joined the American.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
It's
they did.
American.
Yeah.
So is it only Notre Dame left?
Here, I'll look it up.
Yeah, they do need to join a
Notre
conference.
Dame and UConn.
Okay, so
Those are the
UConn
only
still is there.
independents.
UConn I don't care about because they're a G6 school and they should have their own playoff anyway.
So what is the new way Notre Dame weaseled their way in?
UConn should be given a spot.
Well, what is that new thing Notre Dame has with the 12-team playoff? If there's some kind of little,
Oh, yeah. You're gonna love this.
They wanted a special rule.
So if there's 2 new rules this year. Number 1, every Power 4 conference champion is guaranteed a playoff spot. Number 2, if Notre Dame is ranked anywhere in the top 12, they're guaranteed a playoff spot. If these new rules, TF, would have been in effect last year, Notre Dame would have been in, Miami would have been out.
right?
Basically,
That would have been bad.
But the 11 and 12
Special
team,
treatment.
if Notre Dame is ranked 12, the 10 and 11 team are not getting in the playoffs because the G6 is going to take one spot and Notre Dame's guaranteed. They can't take Notre Dame's spot. So the 11 is out. If Notre Dame is ranked 12, they're in, and the 11 team is not in.
I made a video about this when it was going on at the end of last year. And maybe I'm an idiot. I come to that conclusion quite a bit. But they were more represented when we started all this than anyone. It was all the conference commissioners, right? And then they had their own representative just for their school. So why didn't they argue this then? I mean, these are their rules.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Notre Dame agreed to the set of rules we were going by until they finished in the top 12 and got left out of the playoffs.
Until their play on the field didn't match what they agreed to.
Right. And then they whined and cried. But so that makes me mad that Notre Dame bitched and moaned and wanted a change of the rules. What makes me even more mad is that all 10 conference commissioners agreed to it.
Yeah, I don't get the special treatment.
I don't either.
I said this. I was pissed. Last year, it was a really fun time when the entirety of the college football community was hating on them.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a good time.
Yeah.
But I'm like, everything in the entire sport that just is the way it is and has been forever is changing, except for the fact that Notre Dame is special. I don't know why that specific thing can never change. Everything else can change.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Colorado, Georgia Tech, and Nebraska all have more recent national titles than Notre Dame. But somehow the entire college football world has to bend over and take it into shooter because Notre Dame said so. I don't get it.
I would like an explanation as to why that was agreed to, because wouldn't that be the leverage to force them into a conference? Like,
yes.
Hey, we're not playing ball with you. Fuck you. And everything
Yes.
you think.
Yes. So I don't know either. And no one will ask. Greg Sankey does all these interviews at media days. The ACC commissioner, Petiti from the Big Ten. Not a single person. Hey, why did you agree to give Notre Dame this Willy Wonka ticket to the playoffs? Not a single commissioner was asked. But you can't make changes to the playoffs without a unanimous vote. So they all voted yes on that. I
didn't know that. So it's like the UN. Anyone has veto power who is represented.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
All 10 conference commissioners voted yes on that.
The
The only thing you don't need all 10 to agree on is expansion. Only the SEC and the Big Ten have to agree on expansion.
Jeez.
Okay.
And that's why we haven't expanded, because the SEC doesn't want it right now. They want to stay at 12. Every other conference commissioner wants to go to 24. All of them. Big 10, ACC, Big 12, Group of 5, Notre Dame. They all want to go to 24, and the SEC is the only one that's saying no. And the SEC and the Big 10 have to agree on any conference, any playoff expansion.
Well, you know, and
so
that, like,
stupid.
to your point there, you made a video recently that I was watching as well. I do actually watch your videos. They're pretty good. Y'all check them out. The one about, you know, talking about them getting rid of conference championships and stuff like that. If it goes to 24, I mean, there's going to be some of those games that not a damn person in the world is going to watch. I mean, it's just useless TV. You might as well be watching reruns of The Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
It's like Lou said, what made college football great, it's a regular season sport. Every game was a playoff game, almost. Yeah. You could maybe lose one in some years. But, I mean, 24 teams, I mean, you can be 8-4 and get in. Who cares about week 7 against somebody?
Right.
You know?
Well, then you'll have 7 and 5 teams in the bigger SEC claiming they need to be in.
Right. It's never ending. Yeah. And then it's funny, too, because the same people that they want playoff expansion, right? And then I'm like, I don't want playoff expansion. I'm afraid it's going to negatively affect what we already have. And then they go, no, it's not going to affect what we already have. But we need to do away with conference championship games because playoff expansion has rendered conference championship games meaningless. So I'm like, oh, so it already has fucked with what we got. But you're telling me more of that won't affect what we, and then you got the meaningless bowl games, right? That phrase didn't exist until the playoffs. So don't tell me that never-ending playoff expansion isn't going to take away from what we already have, when both playoff expansions we've had so far, the 4-team and the 12-team, have taken away. Bowl games, people are right. No one cares about the bowl games anymore. I hate it. Teams, Notre Dame didn't even play in theirs last year. Half Florida State's team didn't show up for theirs a few years before that. Players opt out every year. And now you're already telling me we don't need conference championship games anymore if we go to 24. How can you look somebody in the eye with a straight face and tell them playoff expansion is not going to negatively affect anything, and then also argue for taking things away? It doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah.
Well, this is where we keep repeating stupid, because what is the argument for every expansion? Once we do this expansion to 12, there'll be no excuses for any team, and 13 will have no argument that they should be in the playoffs. And that twice it's happened. Twice you still have 8 and 4, 9 and 3 teams arguing.
Yeah.
It just kicks the can down the road.
And when we go to a 24 team playoff, you're literally gonna have fans of teams that are in the others receiving votes category. They're gonna be going, wait a minute here, we're better than 7-5 Iowa. We should be in. And I'm like, no, neither of you should be in. Iowa's in because they got ranked in, but neither of you actually should be in. Yeah, I don't like it either.
And Wrecktalk, the same people who say, oh, well, there'll be no argument anymore, like on ESPN, they will, for views, they will play up that drama too. Heather Dinich and all those retards on ESPN, whatever 24th ranked team, the 26th ranked team, they'll play that shit up. It'll be never ending.
Well, yeah, they only lost to Ohio State by 10, so that matters.
James Madison, this is what these people are arguing for. They want more of this. James Madison versus Oregon was the 80th most watched college football game of the year. 80th.
It was a playoff game.
It was a playoff game. More people watched Minnesota versus New Mexico in the Rate Bowl than watched James Madison versus Oregon. And in playoff expansion, people want more of that.
Is that why you think it won't happen? Because this has been my opinion all along. Once it starts affecting money, I think then you start seeing it roll the other way. And I'm not a conspiracy guy. I just know they're out to make money. I
agree. And everybody that's in favor of it is in favor of it for that. Well, the coaches are in favor of it for self-preservation. Right? All these, because look, the SEC coaches have said they want expansion. It's literally only the SEC commissioner. I can understand a coach saying, I want playoff expansion. It's job security for them. That's how they look at it. The schools look at it as more TV money. But, money can't.
That's such a good
playoff expansion would be better for me.
That's such a good point. Because you have some.
Let's go to 25 regular season games and 100-team playoff, and let's make the season 9 months long. That's great for me. I'll be a millionaire in 2 years. That's great for me. But
you can't fire me. I've made the playoffs 10 years in a row at 8 and 4.
Somebody needs to be sitting around going, yeah, but what's best for the sport of college football? What got us this popular, and why are we destroying that at the sake of another dollar? Which, by the way, still won't be enough. It still won't be enough. The SEC and the Big Ten are making between $80 and $100 million per school in TV money, and they still need $5 from me for whatever fucking new weight bench they're putting in. They're like the government. It doesn't matter how much money you give them. They're going to spend more than you give them. They're going to spend 10% more than you give them, no matter how much you give them. It's never in the money.
And there's only so much to go around. Like there is such a thing as saturating a market. Like this assumption that the money's going to keep skyrocketing on this vertical plane, it's not going to happen. At some point, that's going to break. Look at every industry that's ever been. They've all made this mistake, and I don't want college football to do that.
Yeah, me either. You're devaluing thousands and thousands and thousands of regular season games for what? 2 or 3 extra good playoff games at the end? Because the majority of playoff games aren't good. I mean, there just aren't people to see Virginia Tech versus Iowa in a round of 24 playoff game. People just, who's asking to see that outside of Virginia Tech and Iowa fans?
Right.
Nobody. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
There you go. We got Jackpot back.
Hey,
yeah, sorry
buddy.
it was sitting there just saying device not connected, so it wouldn't let me bring you back up. But yeah, I guess you reset it and came back.
We're good.
There we go. rocking and rolling. Yeah, the Crentine here and the thing, talking about that. Why even have a conference at that point? I mean, if you're doing away with conference championships and you're like, that doesn't matter, then just make it a free for all and everybody just.
They're arguing that. They're arguing for that. They
right,
want
which is ridiculous to me.
Yeah, which I don't want either, by the way. Oh, another part of the bill that's working its way through Congress. I don't know if it's ever going to pass or not. I have no idea on that. But to address the conference expansion thing. So this is interesting. If the bill passes, conferences are capped at 19 teams. So just think about that for a second. The Big Ten currently has 18. The SEC currently has 16. So the Big Ten could only add one more team ever. The SEC could only add 3 more. But here's the other part. If you're currently in a conference and you leave that conference, you have to go independent for 5 years.
Ooh.
Huh.
Wow. So you got to get your own TV deal done, all that.
Your own scheduling, the whole thing, 5 years. Now, people pushed back on that, so they added to it, and they said, if you leave your conference within the first 180 days, basically 6 months of the bill passing, you're exempt from that 5-year wait. So teams are going to, the minute that bill passes, teams.
Well, if you have to go independent at that point, as long as you finish in the top 12, you would make the playoffs, right?
No.
Well, you'd have to bargain out like Notre Dame did. But the interesting thing would be, because people just assume like the ACC is going to be the next conference that gets rated, right? Okay. Well, there's only 4 spots. There's only 4 spots, and let's throw Notre Dame in the mix. What if the Big Ten? If the Big Ten adds Notre Dame, they can't add anyone else. That's their 19 team. They're at their limit. The SEC can only add 3. Florida State. I mean, I'm just naming teams. Florida State, Miami, Clemson, NC State, North Carolina, Virginia Tech. Where are these teams going? Only 3 could go to the SEC. It's going to be wild if they pass that law. It's going to be a crazy 6 months because people are going to want to be first in line. They're going to be writing a check. If they want out of the conference, they're going to be writing a check same day to the ACC or wherever to get out, and they're going to be knocking on the SEC or the Big Ten's door. The Big Ten in particular, because only one spot there.
How do those negotiations work? Because I'm not completely in the loop of that.
Shit.
Well, because you can't read.
You know how they work. Money.
Well, I'm talking about with communication. Can I reach out to Sankey and say, "Do you got a spot for me before I leave the ACC?"
Conference expansion. Well, technically, the way the NCAA rules, which we can debate whether those even matter at all, but according to NCAA rules, you cannot ask a conference can't ask you to join if you're in another conference.
That was my understanding. Yeah,
like a tampering type of deal. But I mean, does anybody think I mean, come on, we all know.
Yeah, the deal would be done before they left. Basically.
I mean, Southern Cal didn't decide to leave the Pac-12 without knowing they were going to the Big Ten. Texas and Oklahoma didn't leave the Big 12 without already knowing, so they get around all that.
Yeah.
But,
I guess the bill doesn't address that.
It would basically be up to the Big Ten and the SEC who they add. I mean, the Big Ten can only add 1. I'm pretty sure the Big Ten would approach Notre Dame first and say, "Look,
yes,
you see where college football is headed. We've got 18 teams. We can only have 19. We're coming to you first, but we're not coming back a second time because if you say no, we're going to Florida State or whatever, North Carolina, whatever it is, And it's going to be the same thing with the SEC. My assumption would be they'd get probably.
I think
if only Golden Blue Dude was still around,
he'd have a field day.
Right?
He could put college football addiction out of business.
Well, the good news is his channel is still up, and he covered every imaginable
scenario
possibly happens.
So he was right at the end.
He's right no matter what happens. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That was awesome.
I don't think we've been on a panel to ask this question, but I feel like the questions no one's asking is just because you could join the SEC, should you? And I'm thinking of teams like North Carolina, who struggles to make a bowl in the ACC. Are you better off? Like, is the money going to counteract? Is the money going to counteract the fact that you could join the SEC? the complete disaster that you've had as an athletic department? Like, I don't think so.
Here's the thing. I don't know. They would never admit it, but the head football coach of North Carolina, zero chance they would want to.
Right.
But the paper pushers, yeah, of course they would. All they see is, oh, we would get 90 million instead of 40 million. Yeah, let's do that.
Well, do you think at all, like to that point, the pre-NIL days, you would have had more incentive to do that because more of the talent was going to the SEC just because it was the SEC. So you would have a better ability to recruit. And now it's more of a open range where, you don't know who's going to get who. It's, highest bidder all the way around.
Yeah, but then, like, not to get into economics, but then you just get an inflated market. Like, the price for all these players just starts going up as all the money starts pouring in, what you're already seeing. So
I don't know how many times
dogs are the only ones that can afford the elite athletes still.
I don't know how many times I've seen Bama players, and it's just the name, the prestige of it, and if they played for Nick Saban or not. There were, second, third string guys who were juniors, and I'm not shitting on because there's a lot of great players that left. I wish they didn't leave, but there's a whole bunch of sophomores and juniors that got passed up on the depth chart by freshmen. There's a reason they got passed up, and the reason they went to, and they got ridiculous money to go to other places, and they never do anything over there.
Sure.
So it's just, you played for Alabama, and it's the transfer portal, so we'll take you. You got to be good, right? So much. It's just a lot of stupid money out there for not a lot of return.
So who do you think? So I've watched some of it. Like, if you had to pick your favorite, we kind of run through this. Your favorite to win out the SEC. Who do you think? Lou, you're going to go with Georgia, aren't you?
No, Texas.
You think Texas?
Texas first, Georgia. Texas wins. They don't play in the regular. I think they're the two best teams in the SEC. They don't play in the regular season, so neither one will give the other a loss. So I think they end up in Atlanta, and I think Texas wins.
What do you think, Rack?
I'm not super in tune with the SEC. I just like Elko and what he's doing at A&M, and looking at their schedule.
They're finishing unranked.
You think so? Arkansas on the road at Missouri. Well, they got Bama at South Carolina, Tennessee at Oklahoma, Texas to end the year, which is pretty brutal.
They beat two SEC teams with a winning record last year.
A&M?
Yes, they beat two SEC teams with a winning record. Their SEC schedule last year was a joke compared to what it is this year. They got 4 new offensive linemen. They're all transferred from different schools. Marcel Reed is an interception machine, especially in big games. And A&M plays a lot more big games this year than they played last year. I think A&M's finished unranked 7-5.
All right. Then I'm going with A&M.
But I've been wrong before. Back in 2016, I picked Georgia to beat Georgia Tech.
Okay. All right. CDOGG.
Big mistake.
What do you think, CDOGG? Who?
Nobody beats us in 2016. I don't know.
He knows it. He wants to see Georgia. Look at it.
I'm not saying.
He can't say it.
I'm not saying that. It's not happening. And probably Texas or maybe LSU. I don't know.
I think LSU is going to be they're either going to be really good or it's going to be just a total chaos, at least for the first part.
I think if LSU makes the playoffs, they could win it all. I think LSU is going to get a lot better as the season goes along. So the question for me with them is, can they get through the first 6 or 7 weeks of the season with less than 2 losses? Because there's just so much new there. And, I'm just worried. And I'm also not sold on Sam Levitt, by the way. Now, if there's anybody that can squeeze the most juice out of that lemon, it's Lane Kiffin. But I'm not sold on Sam Levitt. But if they make the playoffs, then I think they could be a tough out for anybody they play. By the way, I feel the same way about Ohio State. They could miss the playoffs. Just record real is brutal. But
yeah, they've got a hell of a schedule.
If they get in the playoffs, you don't want to play them.
All right, that's my hot take, that they missed the playoffs, go like 9-3.
They could. If there ever was a year, it's this year, because that schedule, I mean, at Texas, 3 weeks in a row, they play Indiana, Oregon, and Southern Cal in the middle of the season. 3 games in a row. So it's going to be rough. Michigan at the end of the year.
So who do you think, Jackpot? Who's your team? Are you going to say South Carolina?
Absolutely. And I'm not trolling. I'm not being silly. Anybody that thinks that team can't make a run this year, I mean, you're absolutely dumb. Brand new offensive coordinator, brand new offensive line, a new philosophy. I mean, I am high on this team. I'm really high on this team, and I haven't been able to say that in the past few off seasons, even as a South Carolina man. But I'm psyched. I'm pumped from what I'm hearing from preseason camp. I'm just yeah.
But
there's a lot of people out there who are not high on Shane Beamer. And
you're talking about who's going to win the SEC. What are you going on South Carolina about? Man, they might make a bowl game. I agree with you.
I'm not high on Shane Beamer myself, but sometimes these teams win in spite of that coach, not because of him.
Sometimes you Google Dan Mullen or the defensive coordinator at Indiana.
The defensive coordinator in Indiana. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
Because he's going to be in Columbia next year.
Well, here's the thing with Shane Beamer. Y'all, if y'all have listened to my channel long enough, I am not a fan of Shane. In fact, I can't I can't stand him. I can't. But I'm in a little bit of a conundrum. I think Uncle Lou was in quite a few years ago, where, and you've got that you've got a coach that you really don't like, and you really can't support him, but you can't pull for him to fail, because if he fails, your team fails, and then there you are with another losing season or another season where you don't meet your goals. So that's my thing with him. He's not the guy to lead us into the future, but we have got a ton of talent on this team. So maybe this talent can overshadow the fact that he's really not a real good coach. And then next year, maybe things fall apart and they fire him, because he's gonna get fired eventually. Whether it's this year, if they don't make their goal, or if it's next year, if they fall apart, he's gonna be gone. So I'm banking on this year that team exceeds expectations, and somehow or another he skates by until next year, and then they let him go. That's what I'm banking on. That's what I'm hoping on.
Well said.
I think we can all agree on one thing.
Do? I mean, Wrecktalk's been there before.
I have.
But I mean, you can't. I mean, you can't pull for him to underperform and just absolutely crap the bed. And it's just it's a slippery slope, my friend. Slippery slope.
Real slippery.
I think we can all agree that there's nothing better than a Jackpot stream at 10 o'clock at night, and South Carolina's down by 18 points playing again. The Christmas tree in the background.
Buddy, I have some good news for you. A lot of that.
Yeah, Jackpot. Lou does the same thing. I think Rack, you and CDOGG do it as well. They live stream games and give their play-by-plays and stuff like that. Jackpots are golden. I will say that. When South Carolina's down, it is golden content.
Yeah, no one does it like him.
So who do you think's going to win the SEC?
Well, you go on ahead and take it away, LW. You go there. I'm gonna go bold on this one.
Okay. The only thing I'm going to base it on is it always used to matter, but I think it matters more now, is returning starters. And Lou, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all have 14 returning starters?
Yeah, second behind only Texas.
Right. So, I mean, they won the SEC last year, and the guys they have returning, I mean, I'm just going to go with that. I think Georgia will probably win it just because of the returning starters and what they did last year. That I think in today's era, with all the transfers and stuff, that means a lot more than it used to, even though meant a lot back then too. But
I mean, I'm a Georgia fan. I want Georgia to win it, and I think they've got just as good a chance of Texas to win it. I'll admit there's a part of me that wants to see Georgia play a home playoff game so bad that after winning the SEC 2 years in a row and not doing anything in the playoffs, would it really hurt my feelings to lose the SEC, get a home playoff game, and maybe change it up? And so it wouldn't hurt my feel. You know, I'm not jumping out of a window if Georgia goes 11-1 but loses the SEC championship game, because I know that means they're going to be ranked for 7th and get a home playoff game. And don't we all want to see? Like I pick on Jackpot in South Carolina a lot. Can you imagine a home playoff game at South Carolina? It would be
nuts, yeah,
unbelievable. And I can say that about 50 other. A home game at Clemson, a home playoff game at LSU at night. Are you kidding me? I mean, it would be. We've never seen shit like this before. We've had 2 years of it, you know, and it's been amazing to see at Notre Dame, at Texas A&M. Home playoff, the biggest game in the history of your program ever played on at your stadium, you know, because postseasons have always been played neutral sites. I mean, so part of me almost wants Georgia to either not even make the SEC championship, maybe go 10-2, but don't make it and get a 7 or 8 seed, 11-1, but lose the SEC championship and get a 5 or 6 seed. I'd love to see Georgia host a home playoff game, just like I'm sure every college football fan would love to see a playoff game in their home team's stadium.
Well, I just want a stadium.
Yeah, man.
If I could just get one of those. You know who I'm thinking? So I'm gonna go off the beaten path here, and I know I'm gonna get slayed for this one, but I'm going Tennessee. I'm going Rocky Top.
Lord,
Here we go.
Hell yeah.
I haven't said this in about an hour, but fuck Tennessee.
Right there, you go.
They're gonna win the SEC after losing to Georgia Tech.
Now I see why you do these trivia streams at 2 in the morning.
Right, exactly. Got to have something to talk about. So, as painful as this must be for Georgia Tech fans, Wrecktalk, who's going to win the ACC?
Man, that's tough to say. I mean, Clemson is down. Georgia Tech loses a bunch. I mean, if you look at just returning people that return the most, that I think they have the best chance, Virginia and Pitt, I like have a good chance, I think.
Yeah, that's one I took there on my over-under win totals that were outliers there, Rec. I took Pitt over their win total for the year. They have almost everybody returning. They have a really low over-under win total. So,
yeah, give me Pitt, man. Give me Pitt to win the ACC.
Give me some Pat Narduzzi, baby.
He's a good coach. He's an asshole.
So you think Pitt? You think it'll end up being
Collins' hand that time?
Yeah, Pitt was Pat Narduzzi.
An asshole then, but then you
yeah.
like.
I made my very first video about that.
What are we doing?
So what do you think, CDOGG? Who's taking it?
Shit, I don't know. It's not gonna be Clemson. Miami has some kind of mental block with that, so it's not gonna be them. Won't be the Jackets. Sheesh. Who knows? Maybe Duke wins it again. Pitt's not a bad pick.
Well, what a joke that was, Duke
Louisville.
getting to squeeze their way in last year and end up winning the irony of the fact that Manny Diaz won an ACC title before Miami is absolutely hilarious. I mean, as a Miami fan, that was fun.
That's been fun.
They lost to 2 Group of 5 teams.
Yeah, UConn and who else did they lose to? Tulane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Louisville is usually in there.
I like Louisville now. I think Louisville makes the ACC championship game.
Yeah, they could win it. They've been pretty good since Brown got there.
Well, shout out to Dave Brown in the chat. He'll be happy to hear that. Our Louisville fan right there, the Bourbon Hunter. I mean, I got to go with Miami on this one. I think Miami's going to win it. Finally, I think this is our year. I think we'll finally win the ACC.
If Miami doesn't win the ACC this year, I will shave my head.
All right, well, do that.
That is totally getting clipped. Last year we got Wrecktalk clipped going to drink that Coca-Cola.
It's on again this year. We ain't losing to Colorado. That ain't gonna happen.
We're gonna body Colorado. They are so ass.
Justice Haynes, I'm not kidding. Justice Haynes might run for 300 yards. If Georgia Tech wants him to, he will.
Yeah.
Maybe they rest him. Maybe
they're gonna want him to.
I don't know who y'all really have behind him anymore or whatever. But like Justice Haynes is. I know everybody loves Fletcher at Miami, and I do too. But at the end of the season, Justice Haynes might be the best running back in the ACC if he can stay healthy. That guy's unbelievable.
Before we got Justice Haynes, our running back room was the strongest group on the team. So, yeah, I mean, I said I would shave my head and drink that Coke if we lost. Hell, I might kiss CDOGG if we lose. I mean,
you might do that anyway.
Of course, my head's been shaved for 4 years, so whether Miami wins it or not, I'm still down bad there.
We're not going to beat the allegations with you saying that type of stuff.
I don't care, dude. When you got a good friend, you got a good friend. Other people can get mad about that and accuse me of stuff. I mean, I
told
got a
you
girl
this bromance, this Georgia Tech
here.
bromance is real. This is some real stuff we got going here.
I'll
tell you who else to look out for. I think is Virginia. Virginia is could sneak their way up in that and somehow pull off a whole lot.
They're pretty good last year, which is
I'm
crazy.
telling you, you need to look out for Clemson.
Virginia's NC State in 7 days, so write that down.
They're losing to NC State
in 7 days. Write that down. Do that on the ACP show on Monday. Tell them Lou said so.
Clemson's getting a lot of slack.
I've had it with Clemson, dude. They've been on the slow.
They still got a good coach. They still recruit well, guys.
Clemson's been on a very slow decline.
I'm telling you, I feel it. They're probably winning 8, 9. Maybe 10 games this year.
Did Jackpot just become a Clemson fan?
I'm not becoming a Clemson fan. I'm just embracing reality here.
Yeah, you know that's
Florida State and Clemson this year.
Well, anytime anybody's really, really down on somebody, you know what happens.
That's not true. I've been down on South Carolina for 35 years, and they've been bad 32 of those years.
Yeah, you was down on them after 2023, and then 2024 happened.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Geez. Hey, big shout out there, Gutters Pub. Coming here saying football sucks. Air hockey is the U.S. sport. Appreciate you, Gutters. Sven Krusenberg coming in here saying, "What up, guys? I still try to sell Lebby, but I gotta. Maybe if I could read this in Sven's accent, that would be better. But I can't do that. But no offers so far. I pay $50 on top if someone takes him.
What is Lebby?
He's their head coach. Somebody needs to hire him as an
offensive. Why are they complaining? Why is he complaining about him?
I think he went 4-8 or 2-10 or whatever.
Well, I mean, he's not. They're not going to get anybody any better. Give him some time.
I mean, you say that
their coach died, and he had to.
He's only been there 2 years.
I don't care how bad a team has been. You don't keep a 2-win coach because we can't do any better.
Lou, the guy before him died. I mean, that's crazy.
That's not true. 2 guys before him died.
I'm sorry, you're right. 2 guys before him died. There was a guy in the middle, but still.
And the guy before Mike Leach was winning 9 games a year and beating Alabama. So
you got a point.
I mean, no team should settle for 2-win seasons, period. Lebby's an offensive genius, though.
They didn't win 2 games. He won 5.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. He won 5. They did lose a bowl game to Wake Forest, which is pretty bad. But
Jackpot, who's winning the ACC?
Clemson. You're saying Clemson was.
I'm not. No, it's not Clemson.
There's 600 people.
I don't think there's any way that Miami doesn't win it with the talent they've got, both lines of scrimmage and the skill guys. If they don't win it this year, I mean, good God, they've got to.
Yeah, Foles.
Wins it, right?
I'm with Lou on that. If Miami doesn't win it this year, and as a Miami fan, I hate to say that. If Miami doesn't win it this year, we're never going to fucking win it.
You never will.
We're never going to win it.
Year. We talked about it earlier. This is probably the last year anybody can win a conference championship game.
All right.
Oh my God!
But I do think they're winning. I bet $400 on Miami to win the ACC at -165. So it's
So,
like,
so you already made the bet.
yeah.
What is your So yeah, I love to hate on Florida State. Is there any way in hell they lose week 0? Who do they play? It's like New Mexico.
New Mexico now.
Oh, there's a way.
Remember last year? See, teams like Florida State, Tennessee does this. Teams that can't win anything and have been really bad for a while, they play these bad teams. They beat them 80-0. To do it, because that's all they can do. Last year, Florida State beat Bama. Remember their 2 games after that? They played like 2 teams you never heard of before, and the total combined score, they literally scored 80 points on somebody last year, right after they beat Bama. These teams that aren't any good, Tennessee does the same thing. Then they get into conference play and can't beat a team with a winning record.
Right.
So Florida State will beat these bad teams bad. I think Florida State's going to be better than they were last year. Florida State's defense is legit.
Yeah.
Top 2 or 3 in the ACC, I think.
So who do you think Miami will lose to?
Look at their schedule.
Notre Dame. That's it.
You think that's it?
Yeah. In the regular season, 11-1, loss at Notre Dame. Playing at Notre Dame's tough. Notre Dame's really good. We make fun of them the way they acted last year. That's fair game, but they're loaded. Their team is going to be great this year, and you got to play on the road there in November. Miami doesn't have a good track record of playing cold weather games in November. Miami
quarterback that's legit.
Miami can lose Clemson.
It's going to be a great game, but if I have to pick somebody right now, I would take Notre Dame at home. If the game was at Miami, I'd pick Miami. I've got Notre Dame going 12-0. I don't think they lose.
You don't think Miami can lose to Clemson?
It's on the road.
You're in the upstate.
No,
their schedule is kind of nice.
I don't think they could have a little low Clemson type of game. And
I mean, Miami could lose any game. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, but Miami's bad about, and this is what drives me crazy, is we go out there and win the big games, and then we'll lose to Syracuse or we'll lose some shit ass game.
Georgia Tech.
That ain't happening, Wrecktalk.
Well, y'all dodge us.
Yeah, dodge us.
Yeah, we don't play this year now, so
I don't think we play for like 3 years.
Miami might mess around and lose to Virginia Tech late in the year.
They're losing to Pitt, like I said.
That could happen. Virginia Tech might surprise some people.
They almost beat them 2 years ago, and that was with Brent Pry as head coach.
Yeah, not Clemson though.
That was a crazy game where the Virginia Tech did the receiver catch the ball and it was out of bounds or something at the end of the game. It was on a Friday. It was nuts. I didn't get to see it because I was dealing with old Hurricane Helene at the time and had no power, so I couldn't watch it. But
that Virginia Tech game's in Miami, though.
Darian Mensah threw for 400 yards on Clemson last year. Duke. Clemson ain't beating Miami.
What's your take on Miami's new quarterback there?
Here's the thing with Clemson and Alabama. It's hard to wrap your mind around the fact that they're not what they were. It's hard to do. Now, Alabama's not as bad off as Clemson, but Clemson set a team record for drafted players in April. They were loaded.
Yeah, they had more players drafted last year than they did from the 2018 team that won the national championship.
Yeah. They're starting over. They've got we don't know who the quarterback is. They got no running backs. The defense is playing on Sunday now.
Yeah, that running back they have is legit, sir.
Huh?
That running back they have is legit. See,
yeah, he's so good that he rode the bench last year, and they moved a wide receiver to running back. They had Adam.
That was good. That was Lincoln Riley stuff.
Lincoln Riley's the head coach.
That kid's good. He's a good player.
You're thinking of Garrett Riley.
Okay, sorry. Yes, Lincoln. Sorry, Lincoln, Garrett, whatever.
Hey, shout out OG Lee saying go sports. Cute panel though. So look at that. She's coming in there saying some of you guys are cute. See you tomorrow. Yeah, definitely. Trivia tomorrow night. See you there.
You think she's talking about me?
Yeah, she probably is talking.
I'm talking about me. I'm Jackpot maybe.
Jackpot. There you go. You're single. Hop on that.
Okay. What is it?
It's called a female service. It is called a female service. All right, so here's the fun one.
Tall enough to ride.
Right. Here's the fun one then. Wrecktalk, who wins this year, Georgia or Georgia Tech?
I'm not even answering this question. I'm not going with Georgia. I mean, what was 2016's last time we beat them? I've made a big fucking deal about it every year. Fuck Georgia Tech until they can win this game. Georgia's going to win it.
CDOGG, you got to do better than this. Come on.
We're gonna whoop the fuck out of them. They got it coming, dude. They are straight up evil.
All right. What say you, Lou?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Georgia here. Unlike Georgia Tech, they didn't sell their home game away, so the game's actually in Athens. Nice to have a rivalry game in the home team stadium, right?
Yeah, Georgia fans will roast us for years about not taking football seriously, and as soon as we do something to generate a little revenue, then it's
where's the game normally?
It's a rivalry game to an NFL stadium.
We need money.
Or okay, well, great.
That's what taking the sport. We're not doing it we did it 1 year.
Okay, well, I will say this: not having Buster Faulkner is a step in the right direction, but you're still not beating Georgia this year.
Disagree. You'll lose to Florida this year because of that.
He's an amazing offensive coordinator.
How many touchdowns y'all score against Georgia last year? 0.
Look.
0.
How many did Georgia score on Georgia Tech? Is Bobo awful?
0.
That was one of the worst Georgia Tech defenses ever. How many points did Georgia put on?
Okay.
There was stuff going on behind the scenes.
Still on the Buster Faulkner train? Why? What did he do? How great of an offensive coordinator do you have to be to call quarterback draw 70% of the time? What offense for 2 years?
He had Haynes King.
I know. So
how many yards did they hang in that game? But how many yards did they have in that game? I mean, I get that you don't like. I get that you don't like his overtime play calling, and you will focus on one anecdote.
Do you like his overtime play calling?
No, I was yelling about it during the stream. That doesn't mean he's an awful OC, though. You could take a snapshot of anyone's play calling over a span of 4 minutes and say they're an awful OC. We'll see
over a span of 2 years. So,
okay. What are you going to do if Florida has a top 10 offense this year?
I don't know.
Like, what would it take to prove
you
that
head?
he's? Yeah, would you shave your head?
Yes, I shave my head.
Look, I don't agree with you on Buster. We'll see what Florida does this year. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Buster, we have no reason to. We have no reason to like Buster. He did us dirty. I mean, he left. He took everyone.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Are we going to see a return of the buzzsaw? That's really what I want to know.
I would love that.
I mean, the buzzsaw's been active every single year since its inception. So yeah,
I love the buzzsaw. That is golden content right there. So has anybody made Lou? You're the betting guy, but and what are you? You're like sponsored by who is it? What is that company?
Prize Picks.
Prize Picks. I tried to sign up for that and use your code, but for some reason it won't let me. Is there like something I'm missing? We're allowed to do that
legal in the state?
It's legal in Georgia, yeah.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out, and I kept doing it, and it's like you have to put in your address and your name. I did everything legit, and it's like, error identifying something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I'm just retarded, but I can't figure out how to do it. So
that might be the case. I don't know because I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that from anybody else. And
it's weird. Maybe it might have been a glitch that night I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So have you put down like a bet to who is going to win the Natty yet or no?
Yeah, I've got 2. Okay,
what do you got?
2 future bets. I got Georgia at plus 450 and Oregon at I think it's plus 450. But I've got a futures bet on Georgia to win it all and a future bet on Oregon to win it all. Oregon is my pick to win it all. The Georgia pick is a homer bet.
So you think Oregon will finally win a national championship?
Yeah. I mean, that's my pick. Oregon, Notre Dame. I think one of the teams and coaches that we run around saying is never going to win anything is going to win a natty this year. Miami, Notre Dame, Oregon, Texas. One of those four.
I super appreciated last year when the last four teams in the playoff were like all new. That was cool.
I think Notre Dame's not going to be battle tested enough.
I mean, who does Notre Dame play that's worth a damn?
Nobody.
Other than Miami.
They've pretty much have a 3-game season, and the other two are like whatever. But BYU, SMU, and Miami.
BYU and Notre Dame.
Right.
Miami. Yeah.
And Navy.
Yeah, I mean, the only upset you could possibly see there would be Miami, and I agree that would be probably an upset, especially Miami traveling up to Notre Dame.
They could drop that game in Provo, Utah.
Yeah, that's true.
They could. It could happen.
Mormons and the Catholics.
Oh man,
it's hard to find two losses on their schedule.
Maybe somebody will a nuke on that game and solve a lot of the world's problems.
Jesus.
Come on now. Come on. You'll be taking out my Canes like that. You can take out my Catholics, but not my Canes.
You got polygamy and pedophilia head to head. Just get rid of it.
Oh, you're talking about the BYU Notre Dame. I thought you were talking about the Miami one.
No.
I'm like, okay, all right, now I get it.
Y'all aren't religiously affiliated.
No, not at all. There's nothing religious.
Y'all in the other direction.
Yeah, opposite.
Pastor Luther down there.
I mean, cocaine and strippers are a religion to some, but
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely one I've tithed.
The cocaine tithe.
Back in the past, of course. But yeah, so LW, what you got? Come on, I know you got to throw something out here for us.
who for the Natty?
Yeah, I mean, what do you think?
Oh man, I think it's going to be Georgia and Miami. Those would be my two picks. I think Oregon. My hot take is they missed the playoffs, go like 9-3. I do agree with Jackpot about Notre Dame. I think they're a really good team, but I like the returning starters with Georgia, and I like Miami. The trenches with Mario on the O-line.
I'll say this: Georgia versus Miami would be an internet gold mine.
Right.
I might have to throw out the U for the first
And
time.
it totally sounds like I'm kissing y'all's ass because I'm picking Georgia and fucking Miami, but that's what I really think.
Could you imagine the conundrum CDOGG would be put in, having to sit here and watch that game?
Oh, dude, I'd have my cane shades on. I'm telling you, we would be getting on great.
Throw the U up.
If that happens, I'm
dude.
buying you a hat, CDOGG. You and Wrecktalk both won.
We'll go to Fools and watch that game.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. If that happens, party at my house.
I'll be in Vegas for the Natty game. During the Natty game, yeah. Natty game's in Vegas this year. I'll be there.
Are you going to the game?
I'm going to try. I mean, there's a certain price point where I've got to say no, but I'm going to try.
So you're finally becoming a fan?
Yeah, according to the haters, I guess you have to go to a game. This guy hasn't even been to a game. God forbid you talk college football for a living. It's going to the games, and now you're not a fan.
I always love that when people troll. They get in there and they're like, you haven't been to a game or whatever. It's like, yeah, you're sitting there watching.
However they fan is the only way to fan. And if you don't fan that way, you're not a real fan. So you've got the you didn't go to the school, you didn't even go there. So they obviously did. So they fan the right way. You don't because you didn't go there. You don't go to the games. I go to the games and you don't. So I'm a real fan and you're not, or whatever.
Or the one where you don't even live in that state. Like you're not allowed to move.
Yeah, right. Read the Constitution.
There would be no Ohio State fans if that was the case.
What if I told you that most college graduates in this country do not live in the state that they graduated? Like that's one of the points of going to college is to open up your sort of possibilities there. Like the goal, believe it or not, the goal is not to live in Columbus, Ohio till you die, dummy. Like,
right, 90% of the people that are Ohio State fans are in the afternoon they're on Inglewood Beach with a metal detector in Florida.
Yeah.
I had somebody call me a Fairweather fan because I left in the third quarter of the game. After
what game? What game?
We had just thrown a pick six, and we were down like 3 scores against Bowling Green. I
He
laughed.
gets his shit from his own fans.
And the guy calls me a fair weather fan.
Oh no!
I'm like, how? Because you can't be a fair weather fan when there's no fair weather.
Weren't you dressed up as Buzzsaw for that one?
No, it wasn't the Bowling Green game, but that guy ended up commenting on your video. I think
He
talked
did
about
comment
it.
on my video.
Yeah. Like, damn.
Hey, I did see a question earlier, Little Miss Red Velvet. That's a good friend of mine across the pond over there. She's trying to figure out how to get into college football and who to root for and stuff like that. Yeah, all these people right here, and Nightbot is dropping their links, Velvet, they all stream games live. Not necessarily just their teams, but they all stream games live. So make sure you sub all them up and you can watch their live streams. Like I said, Jackpots are absolutely hilarious content if South Carolina's losing.
Yep.
CDOGG, Wrecktalk, same thing. Lou does a great job always doing that as well. His team normally wins, but he streams all kinds of games. So make sure you sub them up, go over there and check them out, and you'll learn a lot about college football and get it figured out.
Yeah, don't
And
pull
life.
for the jackets. Just save yourself the trouble.
Well, yeah, if you like pain and stuff, you root for
A Trojan
Jesus.
fan wants to know why I'm going to Vegas instead of streaming the game here. There's a big group of us that goes to Vegas every single year the week after the football season ends. And because the Natty game is in Vegas this year, we've decided to go the week of the Natty game so that we can be there for the Natty game. But normally you're right. I do stay home to stream the games.
Right, which makes sense. I mean, that's what you do for a living. So,
Yeah. But so the national title's played on a Monday. Usually that following Saturday, we all leave. We go to Vegas for a week. Me, Pete, Paul. There's a big group of us that go.
right.
When
I'm
we
going to
found-
make that one year.
You should. It's a lot of fun. And it's kind of a good, the season's over. We can take a breath and relax a little and go blow off some steam in Vegas. And we have a great time out there. And we wait until the season's over to do it. But when we found out the national title game was going to be in Vegas, we said, why don't we move it up a week? We're still going to go on Saturday, but we're going to go the Saturday before the Natty game. If I don't go to the game, I'm still going to stream the game, but I'll stream it from the room
Or from the sports book.
No,
I don't know how it would do that.
You gotta have permission. You gotta have permission to do that, but not. I'll stream it from the room. Yeah.
Well, yeah, didn't you almost get in a fight?
Oh, bunch of
Which time? I don't.
Wasn't
Bunch
that
of
you in
Tennessee fans?
the sports
Times.
book?
That was
That
in
was
Cherokee.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to film in there either. But I was in no mood for anybody to try to tell me.
Yeah, what exactly happened with that? I forget.
Tennessee lost to Arkansas. So the Harris in Cherokee is 45 minutes from Knoxville. So there are a ton of Tennessee fans there all the time. But especially during the college football season, there's a ton of Tennessee fans that go there to watch and gamble on the game. So if there was 1,000 people in there, 800 of them were Tennessee fans, right? And they lose to fucking Arkansas on the road. And they're beside themselves, right? And of course, I stand up and turn my cell phone on right away, and I'm screaming 1998 forever in their face and shit. I don't blame them for getting mad. Like I was really letting them have it. Rocky Flop, you'll always be last in the SEC. All that shit. 1998 forever. And yeah, one guy got a little irritated.
He'd had enough.
Yeah.
There was a devastating hurricane that had come inland and ran through South Carolina, North Carolina, and parts of Tennessee. But of course, those flaming rednecks is like, let's go to Cherokee instead. No, we don't care anything about staying home and taking care of our homes and that, and putting everything back together. Let's go to the bar.
Jackpot might be the only person I know that hates Tennessee fans more than I do.
Absolutely. I loathe that.
He formally debated one and put him in a locker,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Yeah, I did.
Hung up on that Connor Stallion thing. They want that to be about them so bad. It's not about you.
right.
They want that to be
He
about
is still making content about that. Still,
Tennessee's
But-
defense.
we are
Dog
4 years out.
Yeah, come on. They're so sad. They're so sad.
See, I have a soft spot for Tennessee. That's one of my favorite places to go watch a game. Like I love. Have you ever gone to Neyland Stadium? Lou?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
But it is actually like you take aside like who your fan base is or anything like that. That is a really fun stadium to go to.
Neyland Stadium in the state of Tennessee is great, as long as you take all the people out of it.
That's right.
It's wonderful. Look at the surroundings, the mountains, and all this. Oh yeah, I love it here. And oh god damn, there's lots of people here. I don't like them.
It's a fun place to go. Definitely a fun place to go. I like Knoxville. I love that town. It's a nice little town. I like Knoxville, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, and I'm sure I would hear that from a Alabama fan up there.
Yes.
Rainbow.
So how you think? Let's talk about Alabama here. We'll get out of here before too much longer. But how you feel about Alabama this year, LW? What do you think's going to
I have no idea, brother. I mean, we're coming off the worst running game in Alabama football history last year. So, I'm good with the defense. I like the defensive backfield. Who knows what Russell does? I think he's pretty good. I saw what he did in high school. All the reports are, but you don't know. You don't know until you throw him out there. I only have 4 scholarship running backs as of right now. Two of them are true freshmen. Mm-hmm. They can be 5 stars and 4 stars, but it's all about pass protection, So, and who knows? The offensive line in the running game is the big mystery. They could go 8-4 or 10-2. I have no idea. It's too hard to predict until I see it.
I like Katie's comment here. Don't forget your mustard. But so how you feel about Alabama, Lou?
I agree with him on the running game concerns. It's alarming. That's the bad news. The worst news is they did just name Anthony Richardson. I mean,
oh, come on now.
I mean,
you don't wish that on me, tweet. Ricky Bobby.
I've got concerns about Alabama. Ryan Williams cannot be counted on. When he's on, he's great, but the guy disappears for 2 and 3 weeks at a time. Jeremy Bernard was their best offensive player by a mile last year. He's gone.
Yeah,
tight end was the second best player. He's gone. Daniel Hill's not a good running back. He's your leading returning rusher. So unless one of those young guys is any good. And then I don't know what they did to fix the offensive line. They brought in a new offensive line coach. I don't know if that's enough. Now, seriously, if they are going to struggle to run the ball again, it helps in those situations to have a quarterback that can run. And they didn't have that last year with Ty Simpson. Now, Ty Simpson was amazing. Without Ty Simpson last year, they're a 7-5 team. He was unbelievable. Like the 5 seconds pre-snap and the 5 seconds post-snap, decision-making shit, timing, getting the ball out. Like, he was amazing at that. But he couldn't run around. I do think Keelan Russell will give them something there that they didn't have last year. And I agree with you on the defense. I think the defense is going to keep them in almost every game they play. Yeah. And I kind of have the same like floor and ceiling as you. I can see an 8-4 season. They've got some difficult games. If Keelan Russell doesn't play like a first-year starter, but if he plays at a high level and they figure out some kind of a running game, I could definitely see 10-2 or even 11-1 and making the SEC championship game. I do think Georgia goes in there and beats them this year.
Yeah, I've got that as a loss.
I do think that, and I've been pretty accurate on picking those games here lately. I picked Alabama 2 years ago in Tuscaloosa. I picked Alabama last year in Athens, and then I picked Georgia in the SEC championship game. So I've hit 3 picks in a row in the Georgia-Bama series. I'm hoping to make it 4 because I am tired of losing to Bama. It's I'd almost.
I mean, they've had your number for like years and years.
All order.
Yeah, like forget the overall record. You're telling me we're going, 10-2. Okay, I'd almost rather say, okay, can we beat Bama even if we end up losing to Florida or something? Which sounds weird, but like I'm tired of losing. And I know we beat them in the SEC title game, but I mean overall they've had Georgia's number just for whatever reason, and Georgia has had the better team in a lot of those years that they've lost, but for whatever reason they found ways to lose that game. but I do think they win this year in Tuscaloosa. I think Georgia will lose on the road at Ole Miss. I think, but
I don't get that, Lou.
What?
I mean, with the Ole Miss thing, I think they fall apart this year.
That's possible. They could start 1-3.
I mean, we don't know what Pete Golding is.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm scarred from Trinidad Chambliss. I will admit it. I watched Trinidad Chambliss do things to Georgia defensively in that Sugar Bowl last year that still have me shaking my head. It was unbelievable. But I also agree with you. Even if Pete Golding ends up being a good head coach, he ain't Lane Kiffin. Sorry. And I don't like Lane Kiffin, but the guys, I mean, what else can Lane Kiffin do? He got Ole Miss to the fucking playoffs. This team hasn't won anything since the 60s. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they've just been a doormat. So I can't help but be a believer. I don't like Urban Meyer either, but the guy's a hell of a football coach. Like, so is Lane Kiffin. So even if Pete Golding's good, I don't think he's that good. So I agree they could fall off. But Ole Miss is another team. They've I think Alabama, LSU, and Ole Miss are the only teams Kirby has a losing record to.
Yeah, it's so crazy to see, like, and these people talk about the CDOGG, Wrecktalk, even Carolina Jackpot. You probably appreciate this, but like having been, these teams that have just gotten beaten up by everybody, and now you're looking at like how the mighty have fallen with teams like Alabama under Saban, to where it was just every year it was going to be like, oh yeah, they're going to be in the top 5. It just didn't matter. You knew they were going to be, and now you watch them; they're struggling, and that's the one thing NIL that I like about it. We get more parity out of college football, but it's
not like we were 4-8. I mean, come on.
You what now?
I said it's not like we were 4-8. I mean,
well, I don't know. I do see a comment up here saying that you were going to be the new Texas A&M. So
DeBoer has lost 4 games in each of his first 2 seasons at Bama.
Right.
Bama had not lost 4 games since 2007.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, any rational Alabama fans, well, there's not many, but knew that was going to be a transition. But
and I know it's August, and I get on to people when they either brag or make fun of somebody about recruiting shit in August. But how in the fuck is Alabama 47th in recruiting?
For which year? 27?
Yeah, for next year's class. I've never seen that. Like,
well, it's a lot
to make up.
That's the reason I don't put. It's too bad we're going to waste all these defensive back safeties. You're going to be gone after the year, but I think next year is going to be the year that they might have something, because it's still a very young team. I think they only have a handful of seniors. It's a very, very young team overall.
Yeah,
I think they have more freshmen and sophomores than they do juniors and seniors.
Yeah,
so they don't have a lot of roster spots. Is basically what I'm saying.
Actually think. Like, I do think Bama is considerably worse than they were. It's common sense. You lose the greatest coach ever. You're not replacing that without skipping a beat. I do think, though, I don't know that anybody else in America could have came in and done more than Kalen DeBoer's done following Saban. Those shoes cannot be filled. The pressure there coming after that, I don't care. You could have brought in Urban Meyer. You could have brought in, you name it. Kirby Smart could have left Georgia and went there. You name it. You don't want to be the guy that comes after the guy. You want to be the guy that comes after the guy that comes after the guy. And
it's a whole different style. I mean, it was, Alabama was going with the big 350-pound offensive lineman like Proctor with Milroe as quarterback.
Yeah.
And then you switch it over to Kalen DeBoer,
I don't like it doesn't fit for Alabama. It seems too West Coasty and soft. You got players running around with painted fingernails and teddy bears.
Yeah, that was bad.
-3 yards rushing in a conference championship game. That is not. I don't like. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, I never understood the teddy bear and the nail paint. That one kind of threw me off, but
is there?
I didn't know they allowed that in Alabama.
The teddy bear is literally an emotional support. It's no different than people that drag their dog around or whatever.
Got issues.
Yeah.
Man.
Have you ever been on a plane and you had to sit next to somebody with one of their support animals? That can get very annoying.
I don't know. Yeah, and I don't know what you think, LW, but we got 3 players from Alabama, And Jalen Mbakwe was in an interview saying, like, yeah, the practices with Key are a lot more professional, a lot more intense. So I don't know if there's something that he's doing that isn't preparing them enough or not.
I mean, maybe we're losing some of this now in college football because it's not as regional as it once was, with the conferences kind of shrinking and going away or whatever. But like, there are just certain styles or whatever of football that might work in some areas that don't work in others. I mean, I don't think that I don't like the idea of bringing in a West Coast guy to run Alabama. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand that. I mean, Brian Harsin fell on his face at Auburn for a similar reason. I don't get it.
Right.
Who should run Alabama then? You need a Southeastern guy?
Now, ties to down here at the very least for recruiting reasons or whatever. And maybe I'm making too much of it because college football is getting less and less regional than it used to be. But like,
right.
It used to be the Big Ten played 2 yards in a cloud of dust football, and that's what they played in the Big Ten. And the Big 12 was wide open, 5 wide receivers, throw the ball 60 times a game. And the SEC was pro style offenses, and the West Coast had all the first round quarterbacks. And
right.
And that was one of the things that made bowl season or whatever interesting, was not just different teams playing, but the clashes of styles and stuff like that. And I just don't like the style that DeBoer has brought down to Alabama. I don't like it, and I don't think it's working. They're soft.
Definitely on the offensive line. I've never seen anything like that. That was the slap in the face. Like, holy shit, what is this?
I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Last time I hung out with LW, he actually showed up with a teddy bear and his fingernails were painted. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I know. That was right after the SEC championship game. I was sucking my thumb and everything.
Exactly. I had to buy him a $75,000 hot dog at a goddamn baseball game.
I mean,
it was fucking ridiculous.
I've got a video of Ryan Williams in the cafeteria with a tray in his hand and his fucking teddy bear in the other hand. Like on a random Tuesday.
Well, I will, I agree with all the teddy bear. Just to his defense, as a coach, I think they're doing the right thing. He's going to play more out. His freshman year was more outside. That's when he made the big plays against Georgia and blah, blah, blah. Last year, they tried to use him in the slot, and he's just not the type of guy, painted fingernails and teddy bears, to go across the middle and want to get hit, and that just is not his strong suit. So they're going to put him back outside for more of the deep stuff. So I think that's where he's better at.
What is DeBoer's buyout if you decide to make a change here?
Like big? $95 million or something.
So you've got probably.
I don't think that's happening for the record either. I think DeBoer, barring some sort of like 4-8 season, which I don't think anybody sees happening. I don't think they're getting rid of DeBoer. $70 million on February 1st, 2020. Right now, 90%. So it would be about $70 million right now, $67 million if they fire him by February 1st of next year.
I guess I was thinking. Go ahead.
The Michigan stuff was real. He was really talking to them. Yeah. There's a lot of shit there's a lot of these big time people that there's very few people that actually, in my opinion, know what they're talking about. And the Michigan thing was very real. That's the reason he got that extension. Everybody was like, "Why is this out of the blue? You just lost by 100 to nothing to Indiana," because it was real. I think I don't know. It was real.
There is hope. You may get Dabo Swinney one day.
No,
that'd be great.
Hey, I have seen a couple people ask where Pete is at tonight. So yeah, we don't like Pete anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Pete's at like a family reunion or something he had to go to tonight, and he couldn't make it here tonight. He wanted to be here. But I did turn on Nightbot too. That is a good friend of ours over here as well, who does stream games and does that kind of stuff too. So make sure when Nightbot drops that link, you go over there and sub up our good friend Pigskin Pete as well. Another great YouTuber over there. I know Wrecktalk, you, CDOGG, y'all do what, the ACC show? Isn't that what you do? Wednesdays?
We haven't done it this off season. We stopped doing it whenever
I got to figure that out. Pete and I talked about that. Me and Pete, I'm going to co-host Pete's Wednesday call-in with him this season. And then I think we had talked about me taking over the ACC show. But I got to figure that out.
What? What, am I getting replaced?
Uh-oh.
I mean, I didn't want you to find out like this, but I mean, he did ask.
The bromance is crippling.
Jeez.
Something about how you couldn't be relied on.
Couldn't be relied on. Jeez. I mean,
He was like, all I heard was he's always late. He comes in, he hadn't made his bed. Yeah, you know, something to that nature. I'm not exactly
excuse about being a dad.
priorities and such.
Dang,
You know?
this is how I find out.
I'm not replacing you. I'm just taking the show over.
Pete goes, I don't understand it. I've been ignoring my kids for 18 years. See all it is for a couple of hours on a Monday.
Jeez.
Damn.
Oh hell! Well, yeah. So we do have college football now. Lou, what game are you streaming? Week 0. What do you got your eyes set on?
Probably all of them. I haven't decided yet. Probably all of them.
You do a marathon?
Yeah, probably noon to. Well, there's 2 Power 4 matchups. The first one comes on at noon. The second one comes on at 3:30. So I'll most likely stream from noon to 7 or 7:30, and then I'm pretty sure Lou and LV plays in prime time.
Memphis
Lou and LV. I love that. That'll be cool. I can't wait. So it's next weekend. Next weekend we got college football.
The 29th.
Holy shit. It goes by fast. I hate to wish away summer and look forward to college football, but yeah, it will be here. So can't wait. I got to figure out which streaming service I'm going to go with this year. Any suggestions, anybody?
YouTube TV.
I'm trying YouTube TV for the first time. I've been on Hulu, but they pissed me off so bad.
Hulu.
It's YouTube TV. I mean, that's what you get. I mean,
Is that the best one?
other than the contract dispute that was bullshit, I've never had an issue with it.
Well, that's going to happen every year.
Well,
Yeah,
who
I mean,
was
that's
it? Was it last year? Was it Hulu who lost
That was
ESPN or
YouTube
something?
That was
TV.
YouTube.
ESPN and YouTube.
Oh, so that was okay. So that's the one I had last year. I was actually having to go to that other one. It was like the Cricket Wireless of what is it, Spring or Sling or something like that, and buying day passes just so I could watch Miami play.
You lose your YouTube TV access. You have to go to the ESPN app to watch all the games, and when that happens, they time out, and like you go right back to the home screen. It was really aggravating for me.
Yeah,
The ESPN app is dog shit.
It's
I'll say that it is.
horrible.
You talk about a big company like that, it is the shits.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, you think they'd have it ready to go once that contract fell through, like this is your opportunity.
Yeah.
But it was
They dropped the ball. Yeah, they could have sucked up a lot of customers, but they dropped the ball with that shitty fucking app. And those contract disputes suck, but this has been happening for 40 years. If you have cable, it happens. If you have satellite TV, it happens. Any streaming. Every time these contracts come up between the provider and the network, and they always time it. They always time it around the Super Bowl, the Masters, the start of college football season.
It happened in the COVID. Well, not the COVID, but the next year, the 2021, like right before the bowl season, right the day before the bowl games started.
Yeah.
That was when bowl games actually they kind of meant something. Yeah, that's when it started. Then
The good thing about Hulu, they're owned by Disney. So if you have Hulu, you'll never lose ESPN because they're never going to have a contract dispute with themselves.
Right.
But you'll lose Fox every time that contract comes up. You'll lose NBC every time that contract comes, whatever the FS1.
so you can't watch Notre Dame game.
Yeah, and you have to use Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu doo-doo is terrible. It's just barely a step above ESPN.
They make you watch, if you record something, they make you watch ads.
Yeah.
They don't let you skip the ads.
It's so bad.
It makes me want to set my
You know,
TV
and,
on
and
fire.
aren't they the one? I think it's Hulu that has the when the commercial starts, the commercial doesn't even play. It gives you 2 options, and you have to choose one.
Yeah.
You have to pick which commercial you want to watch, or none of them play, and it delays you getting back to what you were watching. You have to literally pick up the remote and press OK.
Yeah, that's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
You sit there and you look, and it's like a family at a park, sitting there doing this, and you look at the other one, it's like, you're at the grocery store, and it's like, which ad do you prefer? And I'm like, I don't fucking prefer either one of them.
I tell you what, every dime that I make over here on YouTube, which is not a lot, I give right back to them because I pay extra to get the damn YouTube premium so I can put it on as many TVs as I want to. And then
That's
I pay
20.
extra to get YouTube premium so I don't have to watch those stupid ads when I'm listening to something on YouTube. So that's 20, 40, 50, 60, $80 a month. And then the YouTube TV. So
You're
Well,
basically
you,
all
YouTube
my money back.
yeah, between YouTube TV and YouTube Premium, that's like $110 right there.
Yep.
Man, you got to help us out. And it ain't just football.
I gotta
Go
go. Getting past.
Yeah, we're about to wrap this up anyway. Let's bolt out of here. Lou, everybody go over there and sub up Uncle Lou, man. We appreciate you coming up here with us. We are gonna start doing this show probably Saturday nights and like have more of a call-in thing, stuff like that. I know LW wants to do it like after you guys get done streaming your live games and stuff like that. Do like a late night call-in, wrap up college football shit talking streams. Not serious. We're not going to talk stats and numbers and be all boring and worry about Purdue or anything like that. We are going to just talk a whole lot of shit. I do want to thank everybody who came up here. Uncle Lou, you're the man, good friend of mine. All you guys, good friends of mine. We've all been to other countries together at this point. So
That is true.
yeah, we've actually gone to other countries. So yeah, everybody make sure you sub up all these guys. You got Uncle Lou. You can find him. You type in CDOGG. You type in Wrecktalk. You type in Carolina Jackpot. Good luck typing in LW and finding his channel. That is pretty hard to do. But we do appreciate everybody who came in here, hung out with us tonight. Trivia tomorrow night, as always. I know that's Uncle Lou's favorite to tune into. He loves the Sunday night's trivia.
I move like a shadow on that stream every time. Background lurking. Hey, I love you guys. I do have to go. Good luck to everybody's team this year, and I'll talk to y'all again later.
All right, there we go. Anybody else got any last words?
I love you. Bye.
Love you more. See you later. CDOGG, can you
Good
beat
night,
that?
guys. Thank you very much for having me.
Hey, always welcome here, Carolina Jackpot. Good to see you, brother. Come on, CDOGG, you got to beat that now.
I can't. Sorry. I just want to say it's good to be back. Good to hang out with you guys again. Missed y'all.
I know we miss you too, man. We miss you too. Miss you at the Slob Olympics this year.
Yeah.
Next year you will be there.
Yes, I will. I'll be there with my son. So.
And we're happy everything's
hopefully
going well for you, brother. You and your son and your wife. That's great news. Great news.
Yeah, I appreciate it. He's awesome, dude. He's already about to walk, and he's 9 months. So he's like, not only is he recovered from the surgery, but he's like ahead of where he should be.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's-
That's good to hear.
He's an awesome kid. So
Well, hopefully I'll see you before the national championship. Hopefully we'll see you here at my house when we're watching Georgia play Miami.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
before the
with
Slob
their
Olympics.
K-Stays
We'll see you here at the national championship.
yeah.
Yeah, Big Barney Ross, a big shout out to you, Little Miss Red Velvet, Bulldog JC, got all kinds of fun people that came in here. Do want to, give a special shout out to all you fine, wonderful people coming in here supporting the show. Rihanna, thank you so much. Gutters Pub, Sven, I appreciate it. OG Lee, Slim Shady Canes, Rihanna again, John Kaplan, so much. Appreciate it. We'll be doing trivia tomorrow night, so come over here and check that out. 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, real time. And we'll see you next Saturday night. We'll talk some more football. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Roll Tide.